So, welcome to Big Things Kentucky, episode 34, Coach.
Kim Elijah won.
Shaquille O'Neal.
J.R. Reed.
Okay, Coach, you got him. We want to welcome our special guest, man. We got Dunbar's head coach, Coach Wes Johnson. How you doing, Coach?
Hey,
Thank
good.
you for coming on.
Appreciate you having me on. It's a lot of fun.
As we look at our road to the championship, baby, what's going on, Coach?
All right, man. I'm just excited to have our special guest, Coach Wes Johnson. Coach Wes Johnson, our first interview on Big Things Kentucky.
Yeah.
So appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And he blessed us for coming in studio with us. So, Coach, man, congratulations on your 3 wins. I know a lot of people say 3 wins, but considering I don't think they won 3 wins. They had 3 wins in the last 3 years. So, man, great concert. Like I said, I love the kids bought into the system early on, seemed like. So, the sky's the limit.
It is. You know, it was a lot of fun. You know, when you're building a team that doesn't have a lot of confidence, you look at your schedule and you don't know where those wins are going to come from no matter what. You can't take anything for granted. And I always told my kids we can never be overconfident because the teams that we played this year, all beat them last year, so there was no game that we could go in feeling good about. And the kids really grew as the year went on. And if you played us at the beginning of the year, we were not the same team at the end of the year. And I think that's the mark. I think you see kids progressing, getting better, playing better football. You know, and it was really amazing. The last game of the season, we're one of those fortunate ones to, you know, we're not in the playoffs, but we end the season with a win.
Yeah.
And that creates a lot of momentum for the
Impressive
offseason.
win, too, Coach. Y'all look all right, man. I like the Bulldogs, Coach. I'm just saying.
I'm glad you do, guys.
Coach, no, it's not, Coach.
Hey, I'm just saying. What was the hardest thing that you found starting this program? Basically, because you're restarting the program.
Right. You know, and that it's going on actually right now as well. And that's getting kids that are not part of the program to buy in, to become part of the program. And that's our middle school kids. You know, last year we really had to hit the middle schools, you know, and really meet with every kid that was in our district that had an address coming into Dunbar to sell them on playing freshman football. And we had 27 freshmen this year, which is a good record number for Dunbar. We have about 30 signed up for next year. So, you know, we're building numbers.
What are some bright spots for next year, going into next year? Some kids you may be looking for just real quick. I know we're going to come out and buy you again before the season.
No, absolutely. You know, I think this is, it was funny.
Hey, I love that Thruston kid.
Yeah, Dre.
Is it
Dre
Thruston?
Thruston.
Thruston. See?
Dre Thruston. He's got a lot of speed, and he's a definite game changer. You know, we've got a lot of other good kids, too. Matter of fact, you know, we were talking before the show even started that, you know, there was the last games of the season. I'd look out. We had 3 sophomores and a freshman starting offensive line. You know, and it's impressive for a JV game, but not so impressive for a varsity game, 6A game. But you know, you're looking at them and they're doing better, and they're moving the ball and able to you know, they're progressing, and so there's a bright future for that group. You know, up front for us, and we got a good little dynamic quarterback coming in that's very athletic, and we're excited about him and what we can do with him offensively as well. So we got some pieces coming and a lot of good young kids coming back.
Well, Coach, before we get started, Mr. Perfect took an L. Let's take a look at last week's standings.
Now, the King took a tumble, but you do see Mr. Perfect still in the lead.
You got a 2-game lead, Coach. You got a 2-game lead.
I'm just saying I got the lead.
Well, normally we would say this week's games, but we in the playoffs, baby. So this is the road to the championship. Starting off, Coach, we got the 2A bracket, which are the LCA Eagles. Man, they got a rough draw in that bracket, man.
They did. Even Coach Johnson looking like it's going to be a belly to beast, so it's going to be interesting to see. Now, Coach, you got your bracket. Who you see in this 2A group that you see coming out of here, maybe a team that caused trouble?
Well, you know, Somerset's had a great year all year long, and you know, if you're looking at them, you know, you're looking at them being the favorite out of that. In just terms of how they're playing at this point in the season, and the coach really got them playing there, And you know, a team that you always can't count out is a team that was in the championship game last year. And Coach Clevenger, you know, always has Danville playing their best football at this time of year.
Yes, sir.
But you know, Lexington Christian's also done very well this year and exceeded, I think, a lot of expectations. You know, and it didn't exceed their expectations. I knew they had high ones for them, but they've put together a really good season. So you know that it's a tough lower bracket to get out of anyway.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach, LCA Prestonsburg, who you got?
I got LCA in this one. I think it'd be pretty big. You know, no offense to Prestonburg, but I think LCA is rolling right now. So, you know, as long as they don't look ahead to, you know, Shelby Valley, I think they'll be all right.
All right. Well, I'm going with LCA too. You know, these first round games, kind of a lot of mismatches. It's going to be a lot of running clocks going on, a lot of get in and get out this week.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of parents, I think they're going to mind because of the weather. But, yeah, LCA.
Now, Coach, you've been to playoffs at other schools you came from. So, being a higher seed, what is your goal to get out of this weekend? Try to
avoid injury. I mean, that's your big thing. You know, you want to get out of there, you know, without injury. You want to, you know, be crisp. You know, a lot of times, too, when you get that, say you get a running clock, you know, and your kids are only playing a half. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want them to get out of rhythm either.
Next up, we got the 3A bracket. We got Coach Smith and Bo Knows, the Lexington Catholic Knights, as they got a whopper, man, and hey, good luck, Bo. But you might need some Advil after you come out of these ones. But so in the 3A district, in the 3A playoffs, man, I guess top team would be considered Boyle and Corbin, probably the top teams in 3A. You think?
Well, absolutely, and you
3A is kind of really.
I mean, you got Corbin, and then you know you got Bell County and
Belfry.
You know, Belfry. I mean, nobody wants to play Belfry. You know, Central, yep. So, you know, Catholic and who wants to play Western Hills right now either. So, you know, so I mean, it's you got that's a murderer's row of high school football down there. So,
absolutely, yes.
I'm going to go ahead and say Catholic on this one. Bo Knows, you know, we're just getting ready. But next week's going to be a doozy. Who you got, Coach?
I'm also going to take Catholic in this one, Coach, pretty easily. And like I said, it sets up a big matchup next week as they're either going to face Belfry. Gary Canwell, we're going to be Belfry. So hey, set up a good matchup with Belfry.
Now, we got the 6A, the big boys, Coach. You know, that's the main reason we wanted to bring you on. You know, you're kind of familiar with the 6A schools. I know you've seen a lot of them. Lafayette at Connor. Who you got, Coach?
I'm riding with Connor on this one. I think Connor was pretty impressive last week, so I'm riding with Connor, Coach.
All right, I'm going to take Connor too, Coach. All right, next up, we got
Rowell and Taste Creek.
Rowell and Taste Creek, Coach. Who you got, man?
Coach, I'm riding Rowell. I'm sorry, Taste Creek. I'm put my keys in my pocket. I'm going home. I'm leaving.
You leaving your Creekers?
I got to go.
Give me Creek, baby. Give that Creek. Come on, Coach.
I'm going Rowell. I think it's crazy. It depends when Taste Creek team's going to show up.
Rowell has not been good this year.
Taste Creek has not been good either, Coach.
All right.
But I like Luke Doobie. He's an X factor, but I'm going to pick Rowell on this one. And it's at Rowell.
Now, interesting one. And only say interesting because Madison Central is Seneca. You know what I'm saying? Seneca's kind of like, I don't want to say a Bryan Station type, athletes. You got the inner city athletes. You know what I'm saying? They seem to have given Madison Central, your tribe.
Roll Tribe, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Tribe.
Was that just a case of the tribe, doing as Coach Nick Saban says, taking the rat poison?
I'm trying to get our players to listen to me instead of listening to you guys. You know, all that stuff you write about how good we are and all that stuff they hear on ESPN, it's like poison. You know what I mean? It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
They got a little caught up in their press clippings.
Well, Coach, I think you can speak for this, too, as being a coach from a former team. I think maybe, if you notice, every year Frank has played Madison Central tough. Like I said, when you got Jalen Burbage on the field, you got the best player on the field, you got a chance. So I think it was just a case that they came in, had a big win over GRC, thinking, okay, we'll cruise in and beat up on
kind of feeling themselves a little bit.
I think so, too.
Okay.
I think that might be the case, too.
All right. So you going to take your tribe?
I'm a roll Tribe, Coach. Roll Tribe.
I'm a roll Tribe, too.
All right. Up next, Coach, we got GRC and Cooper. Coach, you got to see GRC this year, too. What did you think of them?
Well, they were very big and physical. Ran the football real well. But the size was the thing.
Yes.
That got us.
We grew them big down there.
They're big. They're big kids.
Yes, and we do.
The running back is really good, and
Coach don't buy into the
goes downhill.
You just gotta know him. When he start talking about weed, you
I'm
get
just
lost.
saying.
There's
Hey,
so
that's
many
my
weeds.
Cardinals, man. Hey, Coach, look, that line that's impressive. That's a formidable line. Just getting off the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is
Don't get him, Blake.
Now, is Latavius gonna play? That's the next question.
We understand that he will not play.
So that's a big factor there. Even though the defense is pretty impressive. You said the defense is nice size too on there.
Mm-hmm.
Being led by Jadon Jenkins and Quay Lewis Jr. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see if defense can hold. Defense will do their job. I think the offense get them just 7 to 14 points. I think Clark County can win.
Okay, so Clark County over Cooper.
GRC over Cooper.
Hey, Joe Pogue. I got you, Joe. I'm going with Cooper, Coach. Cooper Jags. I'm going with Cooper, Coach. I'm going with Cooper, Coach. But my Cardinals, baby, hey, baby. Still my Cardinals, man. We had a rough loss. Now, I say this because, man, Latavius is hurt. Will, you know what I'm saying? Will been kind of shaky a little bit, man.
Coach,
so
I told GRC fans early in the season that he's gonna leave him.
I just
he's
feel
one
like,
foot out of relationship, 1 foot in the relationship.
man,
He would never
these my
admit it.
boys. I've been riding with GRC all year, Coach. But I just feel like it's a little too much athleticism outside for Cooper versus RDBs. That's the only reason, man. That's the only reason that I got to make up my ground on Coach. So I had to take a shot. I still love y'all.
And Coach, when he starts saying he's riding with them, my coach, he don't mean it. He don't love it. He don't love it. Of course, Coach, you got to see a lot of the teams you played. You know what I'm saying? So you see Frederick Douglas firsthand early on in the season. So you see anybody this bracket that could cause an upset right now out of the 6A? Is there anybody you see that possibly could sneak by someone?
Well, in terms of that lower bracket, I see Bryan Station's playing really good football right now. I mean that's one thing that we, obviously they beat us and it was a heck of a game and
yes, and
when you have the best player on the field, you always have a chance. And the Simon Kenton and Bryan Station had played before. It was I think 36-20.
Second game of the season.
And they had so Bryan Station's improved a ton. And they're kind of hitting a stride right now. That's not one I'd want to open up with. So that's a 1-4 game though. That is a dangerous game for Simon Kenton.
Absolutely. So, here then, I guess we look at it here. Of course, you got the Lexington teams. It's like we all down there.
Now, I do want to say, I'm not quite ready to pick them yet, but that Boone County Henry Clay game could be interesting because Henry Clay, since they've lost their quarterback, really haven't been the Henry Clay that beat Scott County. You know what I'm saying?
But to go back and say it, I think Henry Clay's gonna be in a little trouble. He was your starting quarterback. Even though you got them weapons with Razor Jackson and the other Jackson kid, Landon Jackson, I just think they could be in a little trouble, against Boone County. Also a different brand of football, so
they're Power Eye.
Yeah,
they do that, so it's a little brand of football that could give them a little trouble. If they were playing at Boone County on the grass, it'd be one thing. I think they have on turf though. It's going to be hard to stop the Jacksons.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, Coach, man, the Henry Clay Boone County match, I'm taking Henry Clay, Coach. I think Coach Johnson convinced me. I was about to ride with Boone, but Coach convinced me that the turf and the speed going to make a difference. I'm riding with Clay, Coach.
I'm going to get on that one, too. Let me go with Henry Clay.
Coach Johnson, you convinced me. I don't know. I will be sending you an email or something later on, Coach.
All right.
All right, Coach, we got next the Bullies up north. That team up north, as they're known. Scott County versus Campbell County at Campbell County.
Don't you know our name? We not the team up north. We Scott County.
It's TTUN.
Scott
Coach.
County,
That
baby.
team up north. That's what they call you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Scott County. Yes, sir.
All right, Coach Johnson, man, break this down for us. This game here. What you
Campbell County.
This?
Well, Campbell County, Northern Kentucky always plays a good physical brand of football up there. They love their football. I always like to schedule a Northern Kentucky team during the regular season just because it's a good atmosphere, it's good football. You know, we play Boone next year. We go up there to play them, and anyway, but you know, make no mistake, you know, Scott County is
Scott County
very
is
good football
Scott
team.
County. We are who you think we are.
Yes, they are legitimately a contender. So
my question is, Campbell County, you got to feel kind of bad, like, okay, you did everything you do, get in good position, and then you get Scott County rolls in your front door first weekend playoffs.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough order there.
Well, Coach, I guess I know what my cohort's gonna pick. I'm going with Scott County.
Coach McKee, let's go, baby. Scott County. Hey, we coming to see you next week, Coach. I'm coming to see you, Coach.
All right, man. Next up, we got the Bullets in the city. Frederick Douglas going against PRP. I don't think it's much to say here, Coach. You know anything about PRP, Coach Johnson?
I don't really. They, haven't followed them much this year. I've just seen Frederick Douglas up real close and personal.
I'll tell you what I do know about them. Scott County put a whooping on them. Yes, that's what we did for senior night. We went on and introduced them to Scott County brand of football.
Me and Coach Johnson was talking. We don't need
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you the synopsis on PRP, man. I'm breaking them down for you.
All right, Coach, of course, man. PRP and Frederick Douglas. I'm gonna say Frederick Douglas rolls big. Pull out the RC code, running clock.
Let's ride, baby. Broncos for the win. Woo. That green and orange is pretty, boy. We look good in that green and orange, don't we?
Talk about Simon McKinney and Bryan Station earlier, Coach. You broke down Simon McKinney for us a little bit. Coach talked about Bryan Station having the best acting on the field. So, I don't know, anything we should be shocked to look for here?
I mean, Simon McKinney is big and physical. They run the ball really, really well. That they play, that brand of football at Northern Kentucky, just kind of, they'll be in the shotgun quite a bit, but they're not in the shotgun to throw it. So, they're there to run the ball. So,
Coach Truck, who you got in this game?
Man.
Are you going to ride with the team? Your daughter's a cheerleader. Your son graduated. My alma mater. Who you riding with, Coach? Coach, we only got a 20-minute show.
Man, I'm riding with Station, man. You know what? I said at the beginning of the year, I felt like Station came through this gauntlet. They were going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I think everything's rolling. Got Amadius Taylor back. He didn't play last game, as a matter of fact. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think we finna get us a couple wins in these playoffs.
I'm going to go Station here, too. I'm going to pull Station. You know what? I talked to Coach Burb I ran into. They made me feel bad. I got to ride with my heart. It might be a bad pick with my heart, but I'm going to ride with Station. And we're going to do this. We'll consider this our game of the week. So, Justin Towles in here, contributor to the show. He stepped in with Coach TB today. So Justin, you pick.
Simon McKinney.
Hey, Justin, you didn't pick the high school games. So we're going to put you on the limb right here.
Yeah.
Who you like in this game here? Big game. Got
UK and Georgia.
I'll tell you what, this UK football team has a different feel about it. You thought before that there was something going to happen in every game that UK would find a way to lose it, and now you're looking at the team that is actually finding a way to win it, and the games that UK of old would have lost, they are coming back. And I've sat in Commonwealth Stadium a whole lot over the years and watched the Floridas and the Georgias come in there. And I think the environment Saturday is going to be electric at Commonwealth.
It's going to be insane.
I will be there to watch that one. I'm going to go Coach Stoops and Coach House. Those guys are going to put together a game plan, and we're going to get it done in Commonwealth, and we're going to win the SEC East.
Big win. Coach?
Hey, Coach called a shot, didn't he? I guess you're a Kentucky fan this year, so who you like in this Kentucky-Georgia game?
Coach? I love what UK's doing. I mean, this has been a great season, but I just feel like they're going up another notch. And I don't think they're quite there yet. So I'm taking Georgia.
Coach Johnson, you had me believing it too. The hype, I almost rolled through it like I'm a trip in UK, but yeah, Georgia. I think Georgia's still,
Yeah, that's enough.
But Georgia is Georgia.
They going up in weight class. They going up in weight class.
Georgia's been known to have them let
now,
down.
Georgia
like LSU.
Georgia do.
Like an LSU,
But they needed them not to have it yet.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
They done already had it.
LSU did beat them. I think it kind of
woke them up because that Fromm kid is nice, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll the Bulldogs to Hugger. Let's go. I think Georgia's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a good game though. I think it won't be a blowout.
But Georgia's not had the voodoo on Kentucky like Florida.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know, we have beaten Georgia in the past, and it's you know, not the games where they're running 27-year streaks on.
No. So anything's possible. Yeah,
definitely gonna be nice. Like I said, the environment's gonna be crazy.
So, Coach, man, my question is, you know, Wandale Robinson gonna make his choice Thursday at 2:00. So, what do you think about Wandale? What do you think he may lean to? Where you see it?
Well, you know, it's just a very, you know, obviously he's got a lot of pressure on him and a lot of people pulling him in a lot of directions, and you know, it'll come down to, you know, where his heart and where he feels comfortable. And at the end of the day, you can't blame a kid for going somewhere where he's comfortable and he feels like he can play. And I know all UK fans want, you know, they beg and they want it so bad, but you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your future and your state of mind.
Well, Coach, man, we want to say thanks for joining us for Big Things Kentucky. We're looking forward to bigger things for your program.
Hey, man, like I said, Coach Johns, thank you again for blessing us with your presence, man.
I'm
glad someone kept Coach Truck on best behavior because anytime he's all over the place. As always, man, we ask you to be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew. Coach Johnson stepping in for us today. My man Justin Tall behind the camera plays with Coach TB. Coach Truck, anything else?
Peace.